Hello there, Sagittarius. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of July 6th through the 12th. I am using my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again. And so your first card coming up on Monday is coming up as the Eight of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse just really talks about having a situation that you walked away from because you were feeling pretty dissatisfied with that situation. And then later on realizing, maybe that situation wasn't as bad as I thought, and walking back into that situation a little bit after you've walked away from it. So, maybe you walked away from it a week ago or a month ago, something like that. Not really long time ago. We're not talking about years and years. But now coming back into that on Monday, for some of you, I feel like this is a situation where maybe you were actually laid off from work, and so you weren't going to work. And so now on Monday is your first day back at work. For some of you, this could be a job that you actually voluntarily walked away from that now you're walking back to. Maybe it's a project that you had walked away from, now you're walking back to. Something that you're doing in your own business that you had thought, maybe this is not really making sense, and then you realize, you know what, it made more sense than I thought it did. So, and this can also, because it is a Cups card, it has to do with emotions. This can also have to do with relationships too. There could be a person that you had decided, you know what, I really want to minimize my contact with them from now on. And now you're realizing that there are mutual benefits to being in contact with this person after all. And so you're getting back in contact. A lot of different ways that can pan out, but it all has to do with going back to something that you used to be involved with before. Okay? So let's see, Tuesday, Sagittarius, what you have coming up is you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is just telling me that you're having a little pity party on Tuesday. For most of you, it's little. For some of you, it's a full-blown, huge gala event. But at any rate, Sagittarius, I see a lot of you having a pity party on Tuesday. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything I say here is going to apply to all of you Sagittariuses. So, pity party. Anytime the pity party card comes up, I always feel just obligated to say that pity parties are not necessary. They always feel so right and so justified, and by golly, we deserve to be able to have this pity party, and look what I'm going through, and blah, 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 blah. The thing about it is, though, it's not very productive. It just makes you feel like total caca. Like, who wants to feel the way you feel when you feel like you have been the victim or wronged, or somebody has just mistreated you completely? Nobody wants to feel like that. So by having pity parties, we kind of put ourselves in that situation where we feel like that, and we just kind of glory in it and roll around in it, and it's just makes us real miserable. Not only does it make us real miserable, it makes the people around us real miserable too. Maybe they're not telling you this, but you should know. And for those of you who have been around people throwing pity parties, you know. You don't have to hear that. So my advice whenever I see this card is, if you feel that kind of pity party energy coming in on Tuesday, turn and run the other direction. Think about happiness making things. Think about anything but the things that are going to throw you into pity party, so that you can stay in a good mood and you can keep having a good day, instead of letting it be just thrown in the trash by your emotions. You control the emotions. You get to choose how you feel. That's true for all of us. Okay, so moving on, getting off my soapbox here. Sagittarius, on Wednesday, King of Swords to you, Sagittarius. I feel like this is a person that you're going to be interacting with on Wednesday. For most of you, it's going to be a little short interaction, maybe just an email or two or a text or two. Even for those of you face-to-face, I still feel like this interaction is going to be short, just come and go here in the blink of an eye. The King of Swords is somebody who's very logical, and everything has to make sense for him, and he's male, and everything has to make sense for him to be able to go along with it. It feels to me like on Wednesday you're kind of coming to this person for some kind of approval on something, whether it's a project at work, excuse me, whether you're coming to somebody at home, like maybe you're coming to your husband or your significant other or your dad at home and trying to get some approval with something family-wise. Whatever is going on there, it has to do with getting approval from somebody who is very logical-minded. Now, piece of advice, when you've got a King of Swords personality showing up, when you're trying to get them on board with you on something, you have to realize some things about this person. Just like when you're talking to anybody else, you have to know who you're talking to. Excuse me. So a King of Swords personality, like I said, is very logical. The other thing you need to know about them is that emotions are not something that they express very commonly and are not something that they view as being very important. So emotions are not going to be a part of their decision-making process. So as you are trying to get this person to come on board with you and make a decision in your favor, you really don't want to bring emotions into the conversation at all, because all that's going to do is it's going to get you cut off or shut down by this person. But if you can bring in some very logical reasons for them to be coming across in your favor, then you've got a real good shot with this guy. Okay? So that's Wednesday, Sagittarius. And then Thursday, what we have is the Ten of Cups showing up in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse, what this is telling me today, Sagittarius, is that there's a situation in your life, and this is relationship related, is what I'm feeling very strongly. Not necessarily romantic relationship related, although for most of you I feel like it is, but this could also be, I'm feeling like a lot of you, this is friendship related too, maybe like 20-25% of you, this could be friendships. But there's something going on with this relationship where you're feeling like the relationship has run its course and now it's time to graduate and move on to the next thing. Maybe you've learned enough from this person, but you're having a hard time actually graduating and moving on. Every time you try to get away from this person or move forward from this person, it seems like something pulls you back or tugs you back. That's a little hint to you. That's a little hint from the universe saying, you're not done here. There's still some more things that you have to learn from this relationship. So that's what I see going on with you on Thursday, is I see you getting kind of tugged back in. So just take it as a hint. You're not done yet. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just go back in and learn what you need to know so that whenever the time is right, then you can graduate and move on. Don't resist those lessons. All right, so Friday, what we have showing up is we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing disenchanted. So Knight of Cups in reverse is just talking about, it feels to me like, Sagittarius, you're going to be trying to make some romantic gestures. You're going to be, it feels almost like when a situation isn't so good, but you want to make it work, and so you keep trying to do those things that you think would encourage things to move forward in a good way. That's what this feels like to me. It feels like you're really working hard to try to get things to move forward in a good way, but at the same time your heart isn't completely in it, because you're just, things haven't been good for a while and the emotions aren't completely even, and there are some resentments still hanging around, and that makes it hard for you to be really cheerful about doing this thing, even though you do want it to work out, bottom line. At the same time, you're still kind of angry, and you still have some things that, you know, that are just kind of bubbling around inside of you that you haven't expressed yet. So if you're trying to really make this work out, and you're trying to move forward in a positive way, the best thing you can do is express those emotions. Now, not saying you have to express those emotions to the other person. You can find another healthy way of expression. You can journal them. You can write them down. A lot of times just writing something out really helps to release a lot of the emotion around it, so that you can be a lot more calmer about the situation. So that's just one little suggestion. You can take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I see as possibly being helpful for you guys on Friday that find yourself in that situation where you're trying to keep something going even though you're really kind of angry or resentful. Saturday, what we have coming up is we have the Ten of Clubs. Ten of Clubs is a really interesting card, and it's really interesting too that it came up right after our Knight of Cups reverse, because the Ten of Clubs many times can talk about taking a relationship to the next level. So here we find you working on Friday, working on this relationship, not completely wholeheartedly. Now you've got a little bit of advice that you can utilize. You probably know some other tips that you could utilize if you really wanted to. And then on Saturday, we see some relationship going to the next level. For some of you, it's not going to be the same relationship, but for some of you, this is the very same relationship you were working on Friday. And so when a relationship goes to the next level, like example, if it's a romantic relationship and you've just been dating, maybe now you're going exclusive. If you've been living together for a while, maybe now you're actually getting married or someone's proposing. So that's kind of the idea in a romantic relationship of going to the next level. In a friendship, this might be that there's somebody that you see around a lot and you decide, that person's really interesting. I would like to get to know more about them and kind of pick their brain on some of the things that they know about. And so you actually schedule a time to get together, to hang out, and to just do friend type stuff and get to know each other. So that would be a friendship going to the next level. So family relationships, same way. If you have a family relationship that maybe has been kind of falling apart, that can go to the next level. You guys can get back on good terms again. So anyway, lots of different ways that can happen, but that's a relationship going to the next level is what I'm seeing coming in on Saturday. Excuse me. It's warm and dry around here lately, which means there's dust in the air. So I hope you excuse me while I drink my tea. So Sunday, what we have showing up for you guys is we have the Falling Tower in reverse. Now this is one of those cards that I would rather see in reverse than right side up. And the reason is the reverse card really is kind of the continuation of the story of right side up, and it's where things start to turn around and start to get better. So when you have the Tower card and it's right side up, that's showing that there was something in your life that had been there and seemed very secure and like it would last forever, and now all of a sudden it had been jerked away from you at some point. And so what's going on now that you have the Tower card in reverse, is that you're looking around for opportunities to fill the void that situation being jerked out from under you left. And what you're finding is that there are actually better opportunities out there than what you had before. So it's a very positive card when it comes up. So just seeing new, better opportunities is what's coming up for you on Sunday. Okay, so that is your week, Sagittarius. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out my website. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around a little bit, if you still feel like I'm the best reader for you, go ahead and contact me. I will tell you that normally I have a wait list, but right now the summertime stuff is all going on, so I can usually handle you, that sounds terrible. I can usually take care of you either the same day that you contact me or the day after. So this is a really good time if you want to get in for a quick reading. Okay, so let's see. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here next week. Peace out.